Hello guys, and welcome to another discussion video. So, in the last Mario Kart Booster Course Pass wave, they added Birdo, and we found out that there were 5 more character slots, meaning that there's likely going to be at least 5 characters added to the game. So in this video, me and Anton are going to give our predictions for the characters that we think are likely for the Booster Course Pass. And we'll also give some wishes, like very unrealistic wishes of characters that we want to see. There's like a couple wishes that are like somewhat realistic, but then there's others that probably won't happen anytime soon.
Yeah, there's tons of character potential here, which is really cool to see because we haven't gotten to Mario Kart characters in a while, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Link was the last, the Link of Skin, right?
Yeah, not counting Tor. Yeah, there's been
the Link of Skin. Why did I say it like that? It's kind of weird.
But yeah, I feel like most of the characters will probably be from Tor, and honestly, I think that's a good thing, because I think there's a lot of great characters to pull from Tor.
Yeah.
So let's go through our predictions for the 5 characters that we think are pretty likely. So the first one is Pauline, and even though she only debuted in Tor, I think it's pretty likely that she'll be added because it's like she's been in a lot of Mario spin-offs lately and just like Mario things in general. Like she was in Odyssey and she's even going to be in the movie as well. So I think it would be surprising if she wasn't included.
Yeah, she's in every spin-off at this point, right? Mario Golf, Mario Tennis,
Mario Strikers.
And Mario Strikers, yeah. I would say it's very likely. I mean, the fact that she's in quite a bit of spin-offs now. So I would expect her to probably make it next wave. I think it's very likely to see Pauline getting added. And I would, honestly, at the time, I expected her to be added alongside when they added the New York City course, because that kind of made sense.
That would have made a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but hopefully we get her, because it'd be really cool to fill out all the characters that we're missing.
Yeah, and next up we have Diddy Kong, and Diddy Kong is a surprising character that wasn't originally in Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, since he's been in a lot of other Mario Kart games. So yeah, I would be really surprised, probably even more surprised than Pauline, if Diddy Kong wasn't included.
I mean, Diddy Kong has been in Mario Kart Wii, right?
Double Dash.
And Double Dash. Like, it's surprising that they didn't put Diddy Kong in Mario Kart 8. Like,
yeah.
Like, even like the base game should have had Diddy Kong, so that's very strange.
It's really weird that he wasn't in the game already. Kind of like Birdo. I mean, Birdo has been excluded from some Mario spin-offs lately, but Diddy Kong is usually considered a staple of Mario spin-offs. So, yeah, it's kind of surprising that he wasn't already in the game. So, yeah, I think Diddy Kong is definitely very likely. And another one that I think is pretty likely, considering the fact that like this DLC is including a lot of fan feedback and fan favorite tracks and different things, I think it's definitely likely that we'll get Funky Kong.
Yeah, Funky Kong's like he's a fan favorite. I don't know why they wouldn't include him.
Yeah, because he's already in Tor. He's gonna appear in the movie, at least in a couple scenes, and yeah, I like Funky Kong is pretty popular. So I would be surprised if he wasn't included. I think it would make sense if he was added in an update alongside Diddy Kong and maybe even Pauline.
Yeah, because considering that like they're doing a weird sort of thing with the fact that they're kind of going with one character, then I guess 2 characters, and then 3 characters. Because I don't know why they did it. I guess like it's more exciting, but I don't know. I find that really odd that they're doing that. Maybe there's a reason, so that way they can put those two characters together in one wave, and that would make sense.
Yeah,
So,
it would make sense if they were all, like, added together in the same update.
yeah.
But yeah, Funky Kong would be great. I feel like it would just be a great inclusion to the roster in general, since Funky Kong is one of my favorites as well. I'm glad that I unlocked him in Tour, and yeah, that would be pretty exciting to see Funky Kong there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be so cool.
And yeah, moving on to another kind of different character since it's not a Kong, but it's PD Piranha. And yeah, PD Piranha, it may sound unlikely, but they did add PD recently in Mario Kart Tour, I think a few months ago, or sometime in the past year, wasn't that long ago. And it's another kind of legacy Mario Kart character, since he was in Double Dash and everything, kind of like how Birdo is like a legacy Mario Kart character, kind of like how Funky Kong is as well. So it would definitely make sense to include PD Piranha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pretty cool, because, I mean, I feel like PD Piranha is just a character that, as well, was strangely just omitted. You know, it's kind of funny that we got characters like Pink Gold Peach and not PD Piranha. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Who's making these decisions are like, oh yeah, no, guys, we need another character. Just change the texture, it'll be fine. No one will notice.
Yeah,
like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think PD Piranha would also make a lot of sense to release alongside the Piranha Plant Cove track, since
Yeah,
I hope that track is included in the Booster Course Pass, since it's
I wouldn't
pretty
see
cool.
why not, because we do have a lot of original tour courses still yet to be implemented, right? And
Yeah.
we also need Vancouver Velocity, and we also need LA Laps, right?
Yeah.
And
So yeah, it would make a lot of sense if they included PD Piranha alongside the Piranha Plant Cove. And yeah, PD would definitely be a pretty cool inclusion overall, considering the fact that he's not in many Mario Kart games. So yeah. And finally, we have Kamek, which is a pretty interesting character when considering the history of the Mario Kart series. Like, he was cut from 2 games, like Mario Kart 64 originally, and then I believe also the base version of Mario Kart 8. So it was really cool seeing that he was finally added to Mario Kart Tour. So I think it would
Yeah.
definitely be fitting to see him added to the roster of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, see him finally be added to a home console Mario Kart game, or finally a mainline
Yeah.
Mario Kart game.
that'd be
And
pretty cool.
yeah, I like playable Kamek in games, so I think it would be pretty cool to see Kamek added to the roster.
Kamek will be in the Mario movie, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
that would make a lot of
There's
sense.
one.
Yeah, like almost all the characters I've mentioned will at least have some sort of appearance in the Mario movie from the, well, except for PD Piranha, but we never know.
Yeah.
PD Piranha might be in
Yeah.
the movie, but all the other ones are gonna have some sort of appearance in the movie. But yeah, I think Kamek is definitely possible as one of the characters. But yeah, let's move on to our wishes, like characters that aren't really likely, but would still be really
why
nice to see.
not?
But yeah, like
Because if we get it right, then yeah.
Yeah.
Then, you hear to hear first.
yeah. Because, I mean, some of these might be, like, some random inclusion. I mean, not all of these are, like, completely impossible. Like, because one of them, at least, is actually in Tour. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, the first one I have is Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Kong Jr. would make a lot of sense, considering he was, like, in the original Mario Kart, and then also added the Tour through the 16-bit version. I know it would be extremely unlikely, but I think it would be really cool to see the 3D version of Donkey Kong Jr., like an actual like HD 3D version.
Like, I can see it happening. I think it's just like, if we had more slots, it'd probably be way more likely. And I think that's the saddest thing, that like, if there were more slots, I feel like there'd be a lot more potential for a lot more characters getting in.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, it's kind of disappointing, I think, because there's a lot of content even from Tour that we're not gonna get into the game, right? Like we're probably not gonna get
Yeah.
like a lot of those retro tracks, you know, for their worse, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the characters, right? There's a few that definitely are gonna get omitted, but I hope the most notable ones are implemented, and it'd be cool to see Donkey Kong Jr., especially since of the history and everything too, and it's 2D characters, so it'd be kind of interesting to see how they integrate that.
While I would prefer a 3D version, it would still be cool to see Donkey Kong Jr., like, even if it's like the 16-bit version. Just seeing Donkey Kong Jr. in general in the game would be pretty cool.
Like,
yeah.
It's a unique idea, because I thought that was pretty unique when they did that for, in like when they added Donkey Kong Jr. and they did like the Mario as well. Yeah.
So next up is Pac-Man. So Pac-Man has appeared in a Mario Kart game before, and that was the arcade GP games. So I know Nintendo really never acknowledges it, except for the fact that they referenced the pose for Mario in the Mario movie poster. But it would be really cool to see some arcade GP representation, and I like Pac-Man in general, and I think Bandai Namco is actually assisted the development of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so it would actually make sense to see Pac-Man in the game.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I guess that's the thing, right? Like, how does even the Mario Kart arcade licensing and stuff work anyways?
Yeah.
Because is it even, like, possible
for
them to, like...
I'm sure Bandai Namco would be okay with Pac-Man being in the game, since they've already assisted the development. I feel like they wouldn't really have a problem with, I think there's also a Pac-Man Mii costume in the game, like the Mii outfits you get with amiibos. I think it's... Yeah, I think Pac-Man definitely isn't outside of the realm of possibility if they were the new characters that weren't in Tour. So yeah, I think
for sure.
Pac-Man would be a nice inclusion.
It's likely. You know, it'd be really cool if they did like a arcade GP like course and then have a character.
That'd
be
cool.
Really neat.
Yeah,
it's probably extremely unlikely, but you never know. Nintendo is, you know, they're no stranger to doing the most random thing that you just never expected.
Yeah,
like adding new characters, so we didn't expect that.
So one more character before we go way off into the deep end here. We have Rob, who was in Mario Kart DS. Rob would be pretty cool. I think Rob is definitely one of the most underrated Mario Kart characters, and some people forget that he was even in a Mario Kart game. So, like, considering the fact that he's like a pretty well-known character in Smash, and like known for like the accessory for the NES and everything, I think Rob would be a pretty cool character to see.
Yeah, Rob would be pretty neat, because a Mario Kart DS character would be nice to see, and I wonder if that's going to be one of their main goals, picking a character from every different iteration.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think the way we're seeing it, it's probably like they could be going that route, right?
Yeah.
So we could see that happening, right? Although there's like 8 Mario Kart games and there's 6 characters, so yeah, and some of them have, you know, like 2 of them have characters already, all the characters, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. So now we're gonna kind of go into some very wacky predictions here. Some like
some insane territory here.
So yeah, the first one is Kirby. So yeah, Kirby, like, other than Pac-Man, Kirby is one non-Mario character that I'd really like to see. I know I'm not really the biggest fan of like the Nintendo Kart idea. I want most of the characters in Mario Kart to be from Mario, because I feel like there's a lot of things they could pull from, and I'm definitely going to touch on that later in the video, but Kirby would be really nice to see. Like, he's one of the most iconic Nintendo characters, if not one of the most iconic video game characters of all time. Even though the games are developed by HAL, it's still kind of a Nintendo property and everything, and the Kirby games have referenced Mario a lot, and then there's also the Kirby amiibo outfit as well. So, since it's just a little after the 30th anniversary of Kirby, I think it would be amazing to see Kirby actually in Mario Kart.
Yeah, that'd be really cool because I guess like Kirby, which is like adding another Nintendo character is something that we haven't really gotten for a while, right?
Yeah.
I guess it would have been since the Wii U days. Actually, no, the early Switch days with the when they added the Inklings, right? Yeah, and Isabelle.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, no, was Isabelle in the original game?
Yeah, I think Isabelle was in the DLC for the original game.
I thought they added something Animal Crossing. Did they? Or
not sure.
In the 8 Deluxe? Or is it just King Boo?
Yeah, it was King Boo, I believe.
King Boo, Bowser Jr., I think, and I think the Inklings.
Yeah. So yeah. And then another Nintendo character that I think would be fitting is Captain Falcon, considering there's the F-Zero tracks in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to go too much into that, but next up, some more Mario-related characters that would be nice to see. So, I would really like to see Paper Mario characters in Mario Kart, like, either in the 2D paper style, or like 3D versions of them. I think it would be just really cool to see Paper Mario-related characters, whether it be Paper Mario, just the regular Paper Mario. I know that would be kind of technically like an alt of Mario or just another clone of Mario, but considering the fact that Paper Mario has such a different appearance, I think it would just be pretty cool as a separate character. And then another cool character from the Paper Mario series would be Vivian from the Thousand Year Door. You probably expected me to say that since that's one of my favorite characters, but there are also characters like Olivia or Dementio. Characters like that would just be really cool to see. I know it's not likely, maybe for the next Mario Kart game, but I just want to see them in Mario Kart at some point.
Yeah, I think Paper Mario would be really cool because you could do something cool with like the paper idea, right?
Yeah.
And to include like a Paper Mario course, because is there really like a paper themed course in the game?
No, there isn't. They could do something like Yoshi's Island, where they have it as a full crossover course, where they like reference different aspects of the series. Like,
yeah, they did that with Yoshi's Island, which I was actually pretty surprised that they went all out. You know?
Yeah, I'm thinking they could like reference like different locations from the Paper Mario series, like probably primarily Paper Mario 64, since that's kind of a grounded world that they have there. It's kind of like an established world there. Like they could have like Toad Town and like the different locations there. Like trying to think, like the Shiver region as one of the parts there. And yeah, I think that would just be Gusty Gulch forever, or the like the forest there, and I think that would just be pretty cool to see, like a Paper Mario 64. Maybe include like some influence from Origami King as well. Like some of the modern paper style would be pretty cool, mixed with like the pop-up aesthetic. Just kind of like a homage to the entire series would be really nice.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be really neat, because I think there's a lot of stuff that you can do just other series, right?
Yeah.
So it's really cool that they've kind of dabbled into this with the Yoshi's Island one, a lot more than I was expecting, right? Because that's like Poochie's there, right?
Yeah, and then even the Yoshi's Island enemies, like the Stilt guys, the I think they're called Petal guys, like the Shy Guys with the flowers, and then also like the Huff and Puffins, the Nep Enut, all of those different Yoshi's Island characters. So I think it would be cool if they did something like that with Paper Mario, like not just include the paper versions of the Mario characters, also include things like the Waka and different things like that.
Yeah, there's a ton of ideas there, and it's cool they're kind of taking advantage that they can make two courses. So hopefully we'll see some cool ideas from that, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of potential.
And yeah, another area of like kind of like Mario related things. I know this is kind of more Wario, but like a WarioWare character. And I think the one that makes the most sense is either Mona or Dribble and Spitz. I know Dribble and Spitz is definitely one that a certain orange Yoshi would want, but
I think Ashley'd probably be the safest bet if they were to put a Wario
yeah,
character.
though I'm thinking like considering the fact that like it kind of would make sense to have like one that is known for like driving, like since Mona has the scooter and then Dribble and Spitz have the taxi. I think it would kind of make sense to have like a driving character, kind of like as a reference.
Yeah.
Though Ashley would make sense as well. Because Ashley is pretty iconic. Though also Jimmy T would be nice as well. Jimmy T is pretty iconic too. I know Demeech would probably want that one the most, but just a WarioWare character in general would be really cool. And finally, a Mario and Luigi character. I know that's kind of similar to Paper Mario, but personally, I really want to see Fawful at some point. That would just kind of make the most sense for like a Mario RPG related character. Since I know like some people have argued in the past that I've heard some really weird arguments about Fawful not being in Mario Kart, like the fact that he's canonically dead, which doesn't even make sense since Dry Bowser is in the game and there's like the baby versions of the characters. But Fawful would make a lot of sense as a rep for the Mario and Luigi series, since he's a pretty iconic character when considering, like, the Mario RPGs.
Yeah.
But yeah, one final thing that I have a couple more, wishes. Geno, kind of related to Mario RPGs. Honestly, hot take, I think Geno would make more sense in Mario Kart than in Smash.
Yes, I'd agree. Like, what was the big deal of why Geno should be in Smash anyways? Like,
yeah,
is it because Sakurai said something like, "Oh, I like Geno," and everybody's just like, "Guys, we need Geno in the game." It's like, come on, he just said that he liked the character. He didn't say that, guys, this is the best character of all time. He will be in the game.
But yeah, I feel like Mario Kart should kind of embrace being a celebration of the Mario franchise. So it would make a lot of sense to have Geno, like, much more than Smash, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't mind Geno in Smash, but Geno in Mario Kart would make a lot of sense. So a final character, I think, could possibly be from Super Mario Odyssey, like, as a final wish that I want. Not really likely, obviously, but, I think a character like Cappy or the Brutals, or even the Toasteranans would be really cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, Mario Odyssey hasn't really got a lot of representation in any Mario stuff, has. I mean, except for the Mario movie seems to have Mario Odyssey stuff. And Captain Toad got Mario Odyssey content as well, right?
Yeah.
And Smash Bros. But
Mario
other than
Golf.
that, they didn't really... Oh yeah, Mario Golf. But we didn't really get much in terms of Mario Kart or
even characters in general, since we haven't gotten Cappy as a playable character at all in any spin-off, or the Brutals, and yeah, it really feels like missed potential that they haven't been doing much with Super Mario Odyssey in other Mario spin-offs. So I think it would be really cool, like in Mario Kart at some point, to see like any of the Mario Odyssey characters.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential there. Like, there's so many cool characters that they made for Mario Odyssey, and I guess maybe Nintendo's like, oh, they're not like Mario enough, so they don't want to include them, which
they're
is
a little
probably
too
the
creative.
most likely.
They
Yeah,
realized they were a little too creative, and then they had to take a step back by not acknowledging them at all. But yeah, anyways,
like
those...
Cappy.
Yeah, anyways, those are some of the wishes that we wanted to see. Those first characters like Pauline, Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Petey Piranha, and Kamek, those are kind of our, like, predictions, our actual predictions that we have. Those are likely. All the other ones are kind of
Yeah.
like wishes that would be really nice to see, but aren't likely. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm really excited to see what characters they'll add to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Maybe our predictions will be correct, maybe one of our wishes will be granted, or maybe we'll be completely different. Who knows? It's great that we're getting more characters, though, because the roster is
Yeah.
probably one of my biggest issues with 8 Deluxe in general. So it's great that they're adding characters here. So it's really exciting to see that they're like actually adding 5 here.
Yeah, someone who got into, got Mario Kart 8, like, sort of like a year after the Switch's launch. Yeah, like more characters are definitely needed. And it's surprising that we just haven't got any more at all. Like, what's taken them so long to just add a few more? Like, it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's really, because that's the thing with Smash Bros, right? You have to worry about so many different aspects, like the characters' move sets, there's a lot going on. But with Mario Kart, it's just like, okay, pick the class, add the animations that are, that take some time, but a lot of them are in tour as well, so you can just try to take those, and what was designed for those as well, right? So, but it's cool to see them actually taking the advantage of the fact that they can just add more characters, and 8 Deluxe is so successful. You might as well at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, so those are our predictions and wishes. So yeah, let us know your predictions and wishes down in the comments. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And make sure to check out my Discord server if you want to. And make sure to check out Anton's channel as well. Stay perky!
With that, I will see you all in the next one.